It is the end of this person's control over you. It is the end of your breakup dominating your days. End of story.
Welcome to Breakups, Broken Hearts, and Moving On with Janice Formichella. I'm Janice Formichella, a breakup coach passionate about supporting others to learn from their breakups, overcome loneliness, love being single, and see the end of a relationship as the beginning of a magical, sexy new chapter in life. I am here each week to share with you the tools that I have learned through my own painful breakups, through hitting rock bottom more than once, and through working with people all around the world to heal their broken hearts. If you are looking for hope and strength to move on from your breakup and resources to enjoy your new life, you are in the right place, and I've got your back. All right, let's do this. Are you ready to proactively, intentionally take steps toward healing from your breakup? Really? That's what today's breakup tip is all about. Action. Okay? If you are prepared to do this and take matters into your own hands, this tip is for you. And today's breakup tip is clean your phone. Here are some of the things that I see my clients do that involve their phones and keeping them stuck. You might be surprised. Your phone may be the real thing, that key that is keeping you really engaged with your breakup and connected to your ex in a way that is not facilitating your healing. Okay. First of all, looking at old text messages. My God. Whew, I hear this time and time again. People will tell me, my clients will tell me that late at night that they just did it. Clients will let me know how much it pains them, yet they will still give into it and they'll start scrolling. And I know that these urges are so powerful. And my coaching is a safe place to chat about what is challenging and then to make action plans that will make things easier, make commitments to do things different. Most of us stumble when it comes to breakups or healing. And that is why you hire a coach, so that you can talk about the stumbles and learn from them and grow from them and prevent them from happening again. And the looking at text messages, like I said, is just something that tends to come up a lot. Why do we do this? Why are we torturing ourselves? Why are we looking at old text messages? Like, what good can that do? When contact ends with an ex, this type of exposure to the relationship and to the former communication can give us a similar hit to what we get if we were actually communicating one-on-one in real time with them. Please remember, the contact and exposure doesn't have to be positive contact and exposure for us to feel relieved after a breakup. We can still feel relieved even if we're looking at something that in the long term causes us pain. We form addictions to our partners that are similar to addictions to other things, and we can crave things that are bad for us. Remember this. And two, social media. Most of us do social media on our phone. And I have heard every excuse under the sky as to why people will continue to look at their ex's social media. Or what I love, especially when I'm just beginning to work with people, is how they just stumble upon something having to do with their ex while scrolling. And I am smiling while I say this. Again, it's a safe space, but I've heard a lot. And I'm also smiling because I have seen people take a few small steps when it comes to social media to make sure they don't just stumble upon something. And I've seen it be 100% fail proof. There's little things that you can do with your accounts that will absolutely prevent just something quote unquote popping up. But again, this is something that takes place on your phone. And this week we are going to clean our phone. And something else that I see people do that involves their phone is looking at old photos. Gah! This serves a similar purpose to looking at old text messages. It gives us a little hit. It feeds our craving for our ex in a similar way. Please stop. Looking at these photos leads to nothing but pain and regret and poor choices. When we see our ex smiling, when we see pictures of us smiling with them, it brings back happy memories. I mean, how many pictures do we have of negative memories or of the fights that we had with this person? How many times we take pictures that represent some time or something they did that made us feel small or made us realize that it wasn't working? These pictures are not reality of the situation now that you are separated from the person. Don't do it. And don't worry, I'm going to help you get to the point where you're not going to. And of course, when it comes to our phones, texting, calling, waiting for our ex to text or call, I am a huge, huge fan of no contact. Ooh, and by the way, I'm starting a new Facebook group. It's all for people who are trying to go no contact and want to support each other. I'm so excited. It is the most effective way to set yourself free after a breakup. Letting go of the urge to be in touch with them will open up so much space for healing and creating your new life. So, I hope that all of that makes sense. And you know what? If you're doing these things, that's okay. That's why you're here. All right? How do we clean our phone? How do we get the courage? I've got you. First of all, delete the photos of them. At least delete them from your phone. I mean, this may sound obvious, but I actually get so much resistance to it in the early days of supporting people with their breakups. People would say they don't want to erase the fact that it happened. People say they don't want to act as though it never happened. People say that they had once a good relationship with with this person, that they have happy memories. And I also promise you, you will feel so strong once you get rid of these pictures. And I also know how powerful this urge is, or I also know how challenging it can be to do this. Okay. So if you can't completely delete them, maybe put them in a Dropbox folder or somewhere on your computer that won't be obvious. Clear them away from your phone, please. I put my photos of an ex into my Dropbox after leaving my abuser many years ago. Some of you will know that I'm a survivor of domestic violence. This was hard because we had some really cool times traveling together around Europe. I'd always wanted to travel around Europe. We had done a lot of things and visited a lot of places that I'd always dreamt about. He would take me to castles. I mean, this was like my dream situation. Besides from the abuse and living in hell when we weren't at the castles. And also this is one way that he kept me sucked in, was taking me on these trips that he knew meant so much to me. Also, despite how horrible the relationship had been, I still felt sad over the breakup. And so it was challenging for me to delete these photos. So if that's what you're going through, please do know that I do relate. Okay? I was abused by someone and still felt sad in that it was over. I kept on saying that I didn't want to delete the memories, but looking back, I actually know now that that was a total cop out. I had plenty of photos to remind me of traveling around Europe. As broken as I was,
I also knew that I needed to take some action. I knew that I was becoming stagnant with my healing and that I needed to get these things off of my phone. Somehow I came up with the strength. So I did. I put all of the photos into a Dropbox folder. I don't remember what I called it, but what I do know, I completely forgot about this folder. I have no idea where those pictures are today. And I do not care. And you are not going to care either. Just do it. I promise you. I have had some clients who find this step really challenging. And I have been really touched over the years to see what some people come up with as far as taking this big leap goes. I have had clients who have a friend over to just sit with them while they do it. That's really lovely. Make a little party out of it. I have had a client or two actually trust a friend with the phone and let their friend go through and delete pictures. That is powerful. And I've also had a bunch, kind of like commit to me that they're going to do it at a certain time, like on the weekend, and then get in touch with me after they've done it. And we celebrate together. And I would love to celebrate with you. DM me if this is something that you are going to take on, and I will cheer for you as well. All right, let's talk about these pesky old text messages. This is going to be a tough love moment on breakups, broken hearts, and moving on. My advice, as far as these old text messages go, I have no other advice other to just delete them. There is no other way. There's nothing else that I can suggest. Like I just said, nothing good can come from saving old text messages. It's torture. It is holding on to the past. It is taking space up in your phone, in your brain, and in your life. And this is all space that needs to be opened up now that the relationship is over. Do know this is not like a big job. It is not hard to delete entire threads of text messages, entire threads of DMs on social media platforms or otherwise. You don't need to go in and delete them message by message. You don't need to go in and torture yourself for a couple hours while you delete them one by one. They're one-click options for making them go away in an instant. Take the plunge, rip off the band-aid, do it. I know it may feel like a lot, and I know that there may be sadness over losing or deleting the proof, the evidence that the relationship existed, that it was real. I know that it may be hard not to have something to go to when you're wanting contact with them. But in a few days or weeks, you will be so glad that you did it. Let's talk now about texting the ex. One of the most important things you can do to clean your phone is to take measures to prevent you from reaching out to an ex or texting them back if they get in touch. Let's dive into it for just a minute. I'm not going, however, to go into all of the ins and outs of why no contact is so important. I covered on the show all of the time. What I'm going to do right now is walk you through the right steps that you can take to use your phone to get to know contact. All right. I will start with baby steps because I do know how hard this is for people. I've been doing breakup coaching for a few years now. I'm inundated with this. A lot of people come to me for help. I totally get it. And I still often ask people, why haven't you deleted their number yet? Why haven't you blocked them? Like, let's just talk about the basics. A lot of times I see people like completely deer in headlights. You don't really know. So my first tip is to ask yourself this. Why is it so hard for you to do this? Why is it so hard for you to delete their number? You're not together anymore. If you're listening to this podcast, you might feel a lot of pain over what has happened. You know that the relationship isn't right for you. They may have treated you horribly. So, what really is the issue? What are you holding on to? Would you like to take a moment and ask yourself this? if you're listening to this podcast, you might really, really, really relate to this. So I'm going to give you a moment. Why is it so hard to delete their number? Why is it so hard to block them? Uncovering the answer to this question may be really eye-opening. It may help you to see the little ways that, yes, you are sabotaging your healing, and that's okay. We all do it. We do it for reasons. We do it for protective measures that are unknown to us, that are in our subconscious. It may help you to see where and how you are holding on to your ex and the relationship. Ask yourself, why? Why haven't I deleted? Why haven't I blocked? And still, you don't have to do it yet. After you take some time for self-reflection, it's time for some action. If the self-reflection led you to a point where you are confident about deleting and blocking, that is awesome. Go and do it now. Okay? Please, please celebrate that you've taken such a big step. This is huge. You are well on your way to putting your breakup in your rear view mirror. And if you aren't quite there yet, that's okay. You may not know why you aren't deleting and blocking. It may be really confusing to you, and you might just feel like you just don't want to. Okay, that's fine. I am still here with you, and there are more steps you can take to get to that point. First of all, get out your phone and pull up their contact. Then I want you to do two things. First of all, change their name in your phone. You can choose a few different options for this. First, simply change it to their initials. Changing it from their name to their initials, that alone can create a lot of emotional distance. You can also change their name to some sort of warning or reminder not to answer them or reach out. For instance, just no, change their name to no, or do not answer, or I can do better, or don't do it. Whatever works for you, that will create some sort of resistance to engaging with this person. Next, check out two resources that I've created for this instance specifically. My episode, When Your Ex Texts, I did it about 2 years ago. It's been a while, so I'm going to link to it in the show notes. I have my friend Anthony Canapi on, and we chat for an hour about why you should avoid texting your ex and then how to actually do that. So please go and check that out. It was a really great episode. Please forgive the sound quality. It was in my early days as a podcast. Next, please go to Insight Timer, look me up, and download my track, Affirmations for No Contact. The app is free, and I have created all of my several tracks to help people who are going through breakups or moving on after. And of course, at the end of all of these steps, it's time to delete and block. I know it seems huge, but really it's also freedom. And it is the end of the relationship. It is the end of this person's control over you. It is the end of your breakup dominating your days. End of story. And it is also the beginning of your new magical chapter in life. I know you can do it. Let me know how you go. Let me know if you do. Let me know it's challenging to you. All right? I'm over on Instagram. Hit me up in the DMs. And with that, I am sending you so much strength for the week ahead. Thank you for listening to Breakups, Broken Hearts, and Moving On with Janice Formichella. I sincerely hope that you found today's episode inspirational or useful. I would love to support you on your healing journey. All you have to do is send me a message on Instagram at Breakups Podcast or email me at breakupspodcast@gmail.com and I will be in touch to get you started. Remember, if you are struggling with a broken heart, your feelings are temporary. I am sending you so much love and luck for the week ahead. You've got this.